Surviving the retail apocalypse.
We need to talk about malls. The retail apocalypse, ghost malls, Darth Mall, Dead Malls, Dead Mall 5, all of it. After 55 years, my local mall is closing, so I thought it would be a great time to dive way too deep into malls. And let me tell you, there's something strange going on here with malls, but fear not.
I've been hearing about that actually. Nah, hold on. I might actually watch this because I've been hearing about that there's this weird thing happening with malls where they're just all closing down, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because they're not making enough money. Maybe because everybody's just buying shit on the internet. I don't know. But I feel like malls should stay because that's like one of the most social settings that we do have still next to like parks and shit. The reason why I personally don't go to malls anymore is because the parking, like trying to leave out of the parking garage is annoying. Then you gotta pay to park your car just for you to like walk around the mall. And then like half the time when I'm in the mall, I don't really buy anything. I only go to the mall when I like specifically am looking for one specific item and I know what I want and I just want to get it and I just want to leave. But a lot of the time people use malls to just socialize and hang out. I ain't doing that shit though. High school kids are usually doing that and like young adults.
To spill the beans. I'll be covering the rise, the fall, the potential rise again, and this insane
You said pay to park? Yeah, they have parking garages. You gotta pay sometimes.
Culture of dead mall and liminal space enthusiasts that is taking over the internet. If you haven't been paying attention, now is the time, because trust me when I say this.
Bro, I am hungry as hell. Hold on. You live in New York. That place is shit to live in. Oh, of course. You think I don't know that? You think I don't know that? Damn, bro, I need some food. Who the fuck hit me up? Yo, chat. I don't know if you guys saw my Instagram story. I went to Subway yesterday, and all I did was put salami on my sandwich on top of the turkey that was already in my foot-long sandwich, and they charged me $17 for a combo. A foot-long with turkey and salami with like all the other miscellaneous shit with a bag of chips and a drink was $17 fucking dollars at Subway. That shit is ridiculous. And you know what's the worst part about it is that, bro, Subway is like majority of Subway's fucking vegetables. You're literally paying for grass with water and they're charging $17? That's the only thing I can eat around here. That's like considered healthy. I don't want to eat Popeyes. Popeyes, I don't know how they make their chicken or how they bread it, but that shit stays in my stomach for like 8 hours. I'm not eating Popeyes. I'm not eating Dunkin' Donuts and I'm not eating Taco Bell. Healthy. Popeyes makes stomach weird, yes. Yo, Slayer, what's up, man? And Taco Bell is hell.
This affects all of us. Now, I'll admit, I'm not a psychologist or an archaeologist, but I did work at a mall for about 4 years, so I basically have a bachelor's degree in mallology.
No, you don't, bro. I worked at a mall, too, for like about... Nah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I think I worked at a mall, like, if I was to think of, like, my entirety of my life, probably about 6 months to about a year. So I've seen all the bullshit. Like, I've been at a Black Friday in the mall, and that shit's fucking ass.
You know, the study of malls. And during my time working at a mall and working in retail, I saw some pretty crazy stuff that has actually given me a really unique perspective on this whole thing.
I have like 3 years experience.
Bankruptcies, flooding, crime, Black Friday shenanigans, flooding, mall walkers, fashion shows. Oh, and did I mention the flooding? Yeah, let's just say working at a small town mall came with some pretty interesting experiences.
Flooding is insane.
I like to stand on when talking about malls, dead malls, and the retail apocalypse. So today I want you to follow me down this rabbit hole of malls and retail, but I must warn you, what you're about to see may shock you.
Yo, I saw the back rooms, bro.
In the late 20th century, malls soared to prominence across the United States and in many parts of the world. The idea was simple: offer a centralized shopping experience for everyone. Want to check out the newest tech? Head to your local mall. Need to buy a gift? Your mall has you covered. Craving a delicious and savory cinnamon pretzel? Guess what, little Jimmy?
Damn, bro, the internet really ruined a lot of shit.
Over 1,500 large-scale shopping malls, and let me tell you, the mall explosion was real. Santa Claus, kiosk salespeople, Abercrombie & Fitch, American Eagle, Spencer's, Hot Topic, and so much more. Malls were not just a place to shop. They hosted
bro, then at this point, if you're just gonna like tear down down all the malls and shit, you might as well build affordable housing then. Tear down them shits and build affordable housing, but they're not gonna do that shit. Watch, they're gonna they're gonna tear down all the malls, rebuild the shit, and they're gonna build like condominiums and shit for like rich people, and they're all gonna be like hella pricey in rent. They're all gonna be like probably 2K minimum to 2.5K for like a 1 to 2 bedroom apartment, and then it's gonna just be an empty fucking thing that they're gonna have.
Yoga classes, fashion shows, and even weddings. Yes, people got married in malls. These were wild times.
People got
and
married
like
in
always,
malls?
Life imitates art. Shopping centers were featured across all forms of media, in music videos, TV shows, and movies. Malls became intertwined with our culture faster than you could spell the word mall.
M-A-L.
True, that's actually true. Because usually when you see stuff with like the 80s, 90s aesthetics, you always see them like wearing the bright colors. They're at the mall, socializing, having a good time. Damn.
Just like the mall's swiftness to rise, there was an equally swift force that led to its fall, the internet. In the early 2000s, websites like Amazon and eBay paved the way for worldwide e-commerce. Soon you could access the latest tech, gifts, and cinnamon pretzels all from the comfort of your living room. The future of traditional retail centers became uncertain. But the internet is just a tiny piece of this story. Things began to change significantly when the Great Recession occurred in 2008. Various sectors were affected by this economic downturn: banks, the stock market, real estate, and most notably malls. Across America, malls began to shut their doors for good as the average purchasing power of the average consumer significantly declined. With less money to spend on things like luxury goods, people shopped less. It's as simple as that. And the era of widespread retail growth was over, and a new era of economic downturn began.
Bro, people shop less because everything is being more expensive. It's like today. It's like today's age, right? I have money in my bank account, but I literally spend it on nothing. The only thing I ever spend my money on is food because I need to eat. Other than that, like, there's so many pleasures that I could personally spend money on myself. Where, like, no cap, if I was to buy something right now off rip that I do want to buy is a new PC. I would love to just like spend $2,000, build like a brand new jacked up PC with like the latest specs and all that shit. I might even throw 2.5K, fuck it, you know, go crazy. But I ain't gonna do that because I don't know what's gonna happen in the foreseeable future. Everything in terms of like how much food costs and everything is just skyrocketing. And then they don't want to raise anybody's wage that they're making at work. Like they want to keep everybody stagnant in terms of like the paychecks, but they want to increase the price of everything. Sodas are now fucking $3, $2.50. Fuck! PC parts are cheap right now. It's a good time to buy. Is it actually? I'm gonna have to go to PC part picker.
A wave of brick and mortar giants would close their doors for good or migrate most of their operations online, leaving many major malls without any large retailers. This significant shift and decline in brick and mortar retailers was acknowledged by many Redditors, major news networks, and even politicians, labeling it the retail apocalypse. Statistically speaking, you or someone you know was affected by the retail apocalypse. Believe it or not, the most common job in America is a retail salesperson. So when I said this affects all of us, I meant it. I actually had first-hand experience with this. From 2013 to 2017, I worked for a clothing retailer called Rue 21. Starting as a sales associate, I gradually progressed.
Yo, I'm not gonna hold you, bro. Yo, Rue 21 was like a store I used to see in Texas, bro. I never saw that store in New York City, but when I tell you, when I lived in Texas for the little time that I did, Rue 21 has some banger ass clothes actually. But I was way younger at the time. It was kind of like, I felt like it was like an edgier Forever 21. But it was nice.
And had the opportunity to collaborate with corporate, occasionally traveling to the company headquarters for special events. Everything was going well. I generally believed this would be my long-term career. I truly enjoyed my time there and had a privilege of working with some incredible people. But things quickly changed. I witnessed the initial implementation of a half-baked online ordering system that I would describe as chaotic. Orders were frequently lost, customers received incorrect items, and then corporate turned my store, one of the highest performing stores, into a clearance outlet. Soon after, I opened my store in the morning to an email from our CEO about a store-wide conference call. Hopped on, and the CEO announced that they had filed for bankruptcy, indicating that our store would be closing in the coming weeks.
Damn.
Although I had only been there for about 4 years, some of my colleagues were with Rue 21 for over 10 years. In 2017, Rue 21, which had 1,000 stores, closed 400, resulting
Damn, bro. Imagine putting 10 years in Rue 21 and then they hit you with the, hey, man, we going bankrupt. Your last day at work is 2 weeks from now, bro. GG's. Have a good one.
thousands of job losses. While the company initially survived, it was short-lived as they just announced their complete shutdown last month. I, like so many others, witnessed firsthand just how impactful a closing of a business, retailer, or mall could be, which is why I believe it's important to note when we're discussing malls, we're discussing people too. People depend on malls for income, a place to hang out with their friends, or maybe just a place to escape. Humans are deeply connected to places they frequent, like malls, and this relationship with retail spaces that humans have is really fascinating to me, and I want to learn more about it. Insert the mecca of small-town shopping malls, the Shenango Valley Mall. This 55-year-old mall is nicknamed the Shenango Valley Hall due to its small size and uninspiring design. Interestingly, it was featured in my Chipotle documentary a few months ago where I said this, before this place inevitably closes down, and sure enough, soon after my video, they announced they would be closing the space and demoing the building. Now, was it a coincidence that I suggested it was—
Yo, I gotta find out if King's Plaza in NYC is gonna get closed down, because when I tell you, that mall was like ghetto fight night every single day, bro. Kids would just show up to that mall to just throw hands. It was so bad. I feel like that mall definitely has to close down, bro. I don't know where that mall is today. I mean, I know it's at the same location, but I want to know, like, you know, how well the mall is doing.
Going to close, and soon after it did? Maybe. Or maybe I can predict the future. We will never know. Anyways, the Shenango Valley Mall is scheduled to close this summer, but before its end, the local city announced they would be having an end of an era, beginning of the future day at the mall. So naturally, I had to go. And the place was packed. I'm not kidding. It was the busiest I've ever seen it in my life. Thousands of people came out to reminisce on the mall's glory days. They even had a wall where people could write their memories on it. It was quite magical, so I set up my camera and asked people their thoughts on the mall's closing and malls in general. What could you tell me about this mall? Do you have any distinct memories?
Yes, I have a lot. This mall was like my childhood.
I mean, our whole childhood is in this mall.
Weekends, we would hang out with our friends and, go from place to place.
When I was a kid, this actually was a kind of nice place to be.
I've been coming to this mall since I was a little kid when my school was across the street.
Damn, that sucks. Nah, that's true. Because when I was in high school, some retro lore for anybody in the chat, I used to go to a high school that was close to Queen Center Mall. If you live in New York City, you know. Queen Center Mall is a big-ass fucking mall. And every time after school, I used to just go with my friends all the way in Queen Center Mall. We would just chill there for mad fucking long. But I don't know, like, Queen Center Mall is still up and running today, but damn, bro, if that shit was to shut down, I'd be kind of sad, low-key.
Sneaking off to go to the arcade. I was in a fashion show here once. Yeah, I don't know how that happened.
I was married here by
16?
a robot when I was 16.
Coming to work one day in the middle of a snowstorm and losing my muffler as I went over the over the curb, and still made it to work though.
I know I used to bring the kids over here all the time when they were smaller. It was an easy place to shop and get some things for them.
In the parking lot, my dad taught me how to drive there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
My
that's
first love
cool.
and I were here after school sitting on the fountain, and a robot from Radio Shack started playing music and come up and kind of married us right in front of everybody.
Coming up and eating pizza up here. There's a great pizza shop that was up here.
This is a staple. Of
And they're
this-
bringing up old stores. They're saying Radio Shack. Radio Shack, Circuit City. Damn, that's old school.
Town. I just think it's very sad.
Malls in general aren't doing very well right now.
People just want the convenience of online, and I get it. I buy online.
The only time you see malls busy anymore is for events like this.
Malls are just dying everywhere, so, our small town didn't really have a chance.
It was really interesting to see how much impact one mall could have on so many people. What is it that makes malls so special? Is it the stores? Is it the memories?
It's the human interaction. That's what it is. It's the socialization of all going to a mall. When you feel like you're at a location where there's a bunch of other people at that location, you feel like you're a part of something. You're not really a part of something, but I feel like deep down you feel like, hey, we're all here as a collective. So it kind of like, I guess, gives you, like, it releases like an endorphin maybe. I don't know, bro. You just feel better. You just be like, damn, bro, I'm here at the mall with everybody else. Let's go looking around just like everybody else.
Maybe it's the friends we made along the way.
Just check the
I
mall
don't
I used
know.
to go
The
to
Shenango
in high
Mall
school.
is
It's
one
still
example of
open.
an unlikely retail space that people gravitated towards. But
That's
this is
good.
only one aspect of mallology. Yeah, I'm coining that term. But what about the internet? Why are people fascinated with malls they've never been to, specifically dead malls? Subreddits, YouTube channels, and even entire websites are dedicated to
Dead malls is because of the backroom bullshit. It's all creepypasta stupidity. Like, whenever they see dead malls, they think of like horror video games, the back rooms, weird ass shit like that. They just want to see in its like moment of nobody being there.
dying malls. Why? All right, let's do a little social experiment. How does this picture make you feel? Okay. Valid. What about this picture? Interesting. Okay. What about this picture? Oh, sorry, that's not there.
What
about
was
this
he
picture?
doing in the
There we go.
freaking
Yeah.
nah? What the hell was that, bro?
Interesting. Okay. What about this picture? Oh,
Nah, he was in the Blair Witch Projects. What the fuck was
sorry,
he doing
that's-
in
that's
there?
not there. What about this picture? There we go. Yeah. Do these pictures make you feel comfortable?
They make me feel like these pictures make me feel like this is like a part of my childhood that I only remember in a fragment, if that makes any sense. But this shit looks also like a Corey Kenshin game that he played where like a bunny was chasing him with a freaking hook as a hand.
Uncomfortable, happy, sad? There's no right answer. Well, these are examples of liminal spaces. You can find liminal spaces in airports, parking lots, or malls. Liminal spaces are those mysterious in-between spaces where you're not quite here or there. They can leave you feeling a bit lost or uncertain because you're not fully in one place.
Oh
or
my
another. But the
god,
internet
that's that bullshit temple in Zelda. Fuck that place. Oh
has long
god.
been fascinated with liminal spaces. Their popularity has surged in recent years. Likely the most notable liminal space is the back rooms. The back rooms are a fictional concept that originated on a 4chan message board back in 2019. This single message board post has inspired music, video games, and artists across the world. The back rooms blew up in 2020, around the same time the whole world started hoarding toilet paper and hand sanitizer. And let's be honest, those years were a bit transformative for everyone. I know I really got into chess and composting, but for some people, they got into liminal spaces. And now while we exist in the present, these activities or places that we turn to still seem to provide provide a sanctuary from the chaos and uncertainties of the harsh real world. But why malls? Why is it that malls, a place designed to be a bustling hub of consumerism, are now the poster child of liminal spaces? Well, I did more homework and I reached out to an expert. This is Arya Bookbinder, the founder of Liminal Assembly. This Toronto-based collective orchestrates immersive tours of real-life liminal spaces, including dedicated expeditions through the corridors of dead malls. If anyone can claim they're an expert on dead malls, it's this guy.
Hello everyone. Arya Bookbinder here from Liminal Assembly. I'm taking a ride on the escalator in my childhood mall. The obsession with liminal spaces and hyper nostalgia is really what it is. It's an escape. They're escaping your present reality, but you're not doing that by experiencing a fictitious alternative reality, but you're actually doing that by being reminded or reminding yourself the way you actually used to be. There's a lot of people who reminisce the past and they say that they wish they could go back if only things were the way they used to be. The irony is, just go. It's still here. It won't be the same. But you can go. It makes you feel like you're actually returning to a past life in a way. It reconnects you with the actual backdrop of your core memories. I think it sparks an emotion that we don't have a name for. One of the tours I run is called the Dead Malls Tour, where I bring people to a series of 4 dying malls around the outskirts of the city. People describe emotions ranging from, this is depressing, to this is scary, to I finally feel like I've returned to my long-lost home. It can feel like we actually literally are reliving our childhoods. And that is also a very confusing, exciting, comforting, and depressing thing at the same time. And I think that's as far as I've gotten.
Yeah, I can imagine that. You just feel like, I feel like I have that, I have that feeling every like couple of days where like you would just reminisce really hard and you'd be like, damn, bro, I'm getting fucking old. But it's like, I'm not that old, but it's still like, it just hits sometimes where you're like, bro, I'm old. Then you like think really hard and then deep down in your head, you still feel like, you know, Mario 64 came out probably like 10 years ago. And it hasn't been 10 years. It's been like 30 years, bro. It's like that's me and my mentality. I still be thinking sometimes like, yeah, man. I definitely remember playing Paper Mario 1000 Year Door about, 10, 15 years ago. No, bro. It's been 20 plus years. You're tweaking, Retro. Damn.
In understanding what is so special about liminal spaces and particularly malls. So I hope that's interesting. Thank you.
After hearing what Arya had to say about the dead mall phenomenon, I think I'm starting to understand this all a bit more. While liminal spaces and dead malls can mean different things to different people, it seems like they're also popular and connected because of the human element. As a sports fan, I can't help but compare dead malls to empty stadiums. Stadiums bring people together for an activity or an event. When a stadium is empty,
bro, I wish I could get into sports. I wanna be the guy in the crowd that when my team scores a goal, I wanna jump up and damn near do a backflip off the whole freaking top of the stadium. I've never been at a sporting event where like I popped off super hard, dude. Whenever I see like soccer players, how passionately they are with their teams, I get jealous because I'm like, dude, I wish I could be this passionate about the fucking sport. Like these soccer players and basketball players, when their team loses, bro, they cry. They fucking cry, bro, like legit cry, like with Baba and everything, dude. And I'm like, I don't see it.
It's almost like a religious experience.
I don't see it, bro.
Feeling is
these people get very emotional.
It's weird. It's uncomforting yet comforting. It makes no sense. You're not supposed to be here. And that feeling, let's be honest, is attractive to many people. So it's not surprising things like the back rooms, dead malls, and liminal spaces are so popular now. It's rare a picture, video, or in-person tour can evoke so much emotion. And I think that's our answer. But where does that leave the future of malls? Are all malls soon to be dead malls, liminal spaces, and relics of the past? Well, contrary to common belief, the idea that all malls are destined for extinction is far from accurate. While the traditional concept of malls may be evolving, the structures themselves are finding new purposes, adapting to changing needs, and finding an unlikely new audience. According to recent studies, Gen Z of all generations...
Look at this fucking tweet, bro. I had to retweet that shit. Look at this shit. He said a woman will pay $1,200 for a meet and greet with Chris Brown, but don't want to pay for her own meal on the first date. God damn, bro. Chris Brown getting paid to grab ass. It's just not fair. It should have been me, not him.
It should have been me, not him. It's not fair.
Not fair, bro.
Prefer in-person as much as online shopping, if not more. There's a lot of data showing that Gen Z craves social
fair,
interactions,
bro.
and that's where places like malls have come into play. Reports also theorize, because the generation is used to having things immediately available to them, like downloads, music, and videos, there is a desire to get physical products immediately versus waiting.
Yes, that's why lately I'm like, I don't want to subscribe to shit no more. Like, bro, no cap chat. Whenever I end stream, bro, I'm already like, I already got my shit plugged into the computer, bro. I'm about to start putting mad songs on this shit, and I'm just gonna unsubscribe from my Spotify shit. Like, I'm tired. I don't want to pay anymore.
few days. But that's just one aspect of our current landscape. Some malls have transitioned into apartment complexes, office buildings, or educational facilities. A fascinating case I discovered during my research for this video took place in Burlington, Vermont. There, a local high school repurposed a former mall into its campus. I mean, how cool is that? And while it's true that many traditional malls have faced complete closures over the last 15 years due to the recession, the explosion of e-commerce, and the retail apocalypse, there are a number who have survived, dare I say, thrived. Reports suggest top-tier malls, known as Class A malls, are actually growing. In 2022, physical retail saw more store openings than closures for the first time since 2016.
Wait, they said pop malls? That's annoying. You know why? Because I feel like the only people that would go to those malls that are like really poppy and thrilly are like TikTok Andes. So I could imagine like already a bunch of girls just standing in front of like carnival rides, doing all types of fucking like in front of this shit, and I'm like, bitch, get the fuck out the way. I'm trying to walk into the Hot Topic so I can see what anime shirts they have. Like, get out my way. So, you know, and I could also see a bunch of guys being out there talking about, hey man, is your chain real? Yeah, man, my chain real, bro. Yo, I got a real diamond tester coming out the freaking blue, bro. Yo, you want me to diamond test your shit, bro? Yo, real quick. Yo, diamond tester in front of your girl, in front of everybody on YouTube. You want me to check your diamonds? You want me to check your diamonds? Get the fuck away from me.
Sales at malls grew more than 11%. How? Well, successful malls have diversified their tenant mix to include experiential retailers, entertainment venues, and dining options, plus are transforming themselves into exclusive travel destinations.
Oh, another reason why malls are shutting down is because the theft bullshit, especially in New York City. People are, the bullshit law of you could steal up to $1,000 and then you could get let go the same day and it's considered as a misdemeanor. Bro, they still haven't changed that law in New York City. That's why there's so much theft happening. And I think in New York City and in California, it's like the wild, wild west. Motherfuckers is just taking shit from the stores with giant garbage bags and just leaving.
The strongest have survived and are making the best of it.
That's
Another
why malls
mall,
are also
35 minutes
leaving.
Away from my local mall called the Eastwood Mall has a hotel connected to it, a minor league baseball stadium, an arcade, an aquarium.
You said no way, that's a law. Yeah, apparently that's a law in New York City. They're like, if you take under $1,000, it's considered a misdemeanor. And you could get let out within like 24 hours if they even catch you. So if they catch you, they'll let you out in 24 hours. If they don't catch you, because you know what it is? In New York City, it takes a while for the police to show up. Unless the police is actually there. If you're robbing a CVS pharmacy and you throw a bunch of medicine inside your shit, right, and you leave, nobody gonna stop you. None of the employees are gonna stop you. You could just leave. It's gonna take at least 30 minutes for the police to show up. They're never gonna catch you type shit.
Other attractions that make it a destination for travelers from all over. When I compare this to that, it's no wonder some malls are surviving and thriving. But then the question is, who is to blame for the malls that failed? Is it the internet? Is it Amazon?
I mean, it's the internet and it's us, the consumers, because we're not going to the malls anymore because of convenience.
On Walmart? Is it because people have less money to spend on luxury goods?
That too. We have less money because of inflation. Everything is too expensive. Ain't no reason why a Subway footlong combo is $17.
Well, there's no doubt in my mind those things have affected malls significantly, especially in areas with massive economic changes. And there's so much blame to go around, it's not fair to just pin something on one thing when each mall has definitely faced its own individual challenges. But I feel like there's something everyone is afraid to say, and I'm going to say it. I blame this on ownership. Now, I can't speak for every small town mall or retailer that failed, but I've noticed a bit of a trend here. At my mall, the owners did not want to invest in the space. Despite public outcry from residents, customers, and the city, there were countless issues with the building. Many of the spaces were not up to code, so residents did not want to move in. There were rarely any cool events planned, and guess what? It became a dead mall.
Malls can survive. It just depends on who the owners are.
I kind of think that it's a shame that they didn't work better at trying to bring in business all along instead of waiting for a last hurrah.
Not taking care of the mall, just let it go, raise the rent up so people couldn't afford it, and they all left. The other malls survived, so I mean, this one could too if they just had the right person too.
I do think ownership could have done a better job. They could have worked harder at bringing in vendors. Over in Niles, the mall did not die, so it's just use that phrase that no malls are making it. That's not true.
There are successful strip malls within a short driving distance right next to this dead mall, so you can't blame it on the area. Successful retailers can thrive with proper management and leadership, and this extends past malls into almost all retailers. When I worked for Route 21, I experienced similar things. Upper-level leadership didn't care for their employees, failed to innovate when other retailers were, lost touch with their customer base, and guess what? The business failed. See a connection here? There are plenty of successful clothing retailers that are thriving right now. Yes, regardless of how good leadership is.
Which one he said?
Connection here? There are plenty of
Yeah, definitely TJ Maxx. You know why? Because they're actually selling clothes at affordable prices. You know how much good shit you could find in TJ Maxx, and they're like at good prices. You could find cups, mugs, decorative items for like seasons of like Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving for really good prices. Even clothes, you could find Nike clothes that naturally cost like $50 for like 20 in TJ Maxx. TJ Maxx has great, and Burlington. Burlington does the same thing. I've shopped at Burlington, TJ Maxx, H&M. The North Face is wild. The North Face is hella fucking expensive, bro. You get a vest, a puffer vest, that shit is like $400, and Nike too. These two are very expensive. H&M, Burlington, TJ Maxx, I could see because they're very affordable. Lululemon, I never heard of that shit.
Successful clothing retailers that are thriving right now. Yes, regardless of how good leadership is, some things just fail. We couldn't have predicted 2008 or the whole toilet paper hoarding thing, but I hate this notion that so many large retailers just write off their failures because of the retail apocalypse. No, your leadership failed. If you are a CEO of a company making gazillions of dollars, overexpand, don't understand your target demographic or average consumer, you are going to fail. For malls and retailers to survive, they need good leadership. They need to be flexible yet lean, and most importantly, understand people. At the heart of all this is the human element. There is no doubt a massive place in people's hearts for retail, malls, and what they represent. People like buying shit. That's the world we live in. And after speaking with so many other—
No, people like buying shit at a good price. You gotta like, nah, bro. Cause one thing I hate to do is buy shit that's like very fucking expensive, and then there's this thing that you get called buyer's remorse. If you buy something and then you get buyer's remorse, I get fucking angry, and then I feel like I gotta return the shit because I feel like I made a bad investment. Shit gotta be affordable.
That's extremely clear to me. Regardless of who you are, chances are you have at least one good memory in a mall or retailer.
I do.
Humans like humans. We like doing things together. We become attached to places and even buildings that we spend time with each other in. And if those places cease to exist or become empty, it's
bro, no cap, bro. Now that I really think about it, bro, I think I had my first kiss in the mall, bro. No kizzy. Oh, I met my first girlfriend in the mall, bro. I don't know where she at today, bro. It was a Puerto Rican girl. Bro. You said cute? Hell no, bro. That was the girl that I got mad at with Guitar Hero.
surprise, it becomes something that is so passionately online.
You said probably a single mom now? Hell yeah, she is a single mom now. Yo, I remember one time, bro, I saw her on Facebook, but this was like 10 years ago. I saw her on Facebook, bro. Yo, she was built like a Gears of War character. Bro, she did not look as good as the first day I saw her, bro. Yo, when I saw her after she had a kid, I was like, bro, I was like, I gotta get the hell out of here.
And part of our cultural ecosystem. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on malls. As always.
And before somebody in the chat be like, hey, Retro, that's mean. Nah, bro, you know what's mean? She spammed me like crazy, calling me on the phone when I was playing My Name is Jonas, fucked up my Guitar Hero streak, and she ran up my phone bill to be $700 during that time. Do you know how much money $700 is back in that day? My dad almost beat my ass that day. Yo, my dad, that day when she ran up my phone bill that much because she didn't stop fucking calling me, right? Because I didn't, look, because chat, you got to remember, in that time frame, no unlimited texting, no unlimited phone calls. You only get unlimited phone calls after 7 p.m. Yo, where's my veterans discount? Because I already sound like a boomer. After 7 o'clock is when the minutes were unlimited. That bitch was calling me every day. Bro, my dad one day was like, yo! I'm like, oh shit. He's like, whose phone number ends in ah? And I was like, yo, that's me. Yo, he was like, bro, he sat my ass down and he was like, look at this paper. Bro, everybody in my family, it was like my sisters were like 100 and something. My mom was like 100 and something. My dad 100 and something. Me 700 and oh my God, bro. I was like, Dad, I'm so sorry, bro. I'm so sorry. Yo, my dad was like, bro, you about to die. $700 just for you? Yo. And then after that day, she messed up my Guitar Hero streak. I broke up with her.
Boys, thank you so much for watching. Very much appreciate it. Hopefully you learned something today. Tell me your thoughts about malls. I'd love to hear them. Thank you guys, and I will see you all next time. Why do you think the mall is, what do you think the mall closing?
It just goes to show that like the self-awareness in this community is depleted. Are you familiar with the...
You said, how would you react if you met your ex today? I'd probably be regular. I'd be like, hey, how you been? But honestly speaking, I would have to see her again physically because last time I saw her, I'm telling you, she was like, and mind you, this is 10 years ago. So if we're talking about 10 years ago, this is like me between maybe like 19 to 24 was like the last time I saw her. And that was on Facebook. Bro, she looked chopped. She looked chopped, bro. Like she looked like she was in her mid 30s Bro, and bro, she looked chopped. Long story short, I have to like legit look for her again to see if I find her. I have to go on Facebook and find her, but I ain't doing all that work. I don't care enough.
Food, fun, and family brand of Dave & Buster's. You get a Dave & Buster's down here. You get another Dave & Buster's down there, and then some benches for people to sit in between. And I think you've got yourself a community right there.
Dave & Buster's? True. You said a baby would drain a mother? Eso es no la culpa mía. Esa es la culpa de ella. I didn't do it. Nah, but like, long story short, bro. You said 300 pounds? Nah, she was big, bro. She was big. Like, I've seen some women out here, like, after they have a child, you know, like, they still maintain their figure. They look really nice. But I'm not gonna, like, you know, bash at every one of them. But, bro, she was like an ex. She was like my first girlfriend, bro. But yo, she had me stressed. She was annoying the fuck out of me, bro. She annoyed the shit out of me. I was like, you gots to go.